Hello and welcome to LocoSMS. LocoSMS can help you communicate with your customers and friends effectively using mobile texting. Today we are going to show how to use LocoSMS Web API to automate your SMS dispatches, as well as receiving messages from your customers. Using our Web API, your systems can send and receive messages simply and securely. This method makes the machine-to-person and person-to-machine SMS communication very easy and flexible. Let's look at this diagram, which shows how your system messages flow to and fro our system, and how they reach your customer. The diagram shows both mobile-terminated as well as mobile-originated message flows schematically. If any of your systems decides to send a message to a customer, then the phone number and the message body will be sent to the dispatcher. The dispatcher is a minimal software element that receives that data from your system and formats a message to be sent to our systems. Our receiving Web API forces your dispatcher to use SSL encryption. This way your encrypted message will travel on any medium safe from prowling. The message is then decrypted, processed, stored and forwarded to the message router that selects the best route for the message to be delivered to the correct mobile network. LocoSMS A2P platforms deliver messages globally. Our systems are connected to approximately 800 mobile networks in 180 countries. After routing, the message is encrypted and sent, via the equivalent connection, to the mobile network that your customer's mobile phone is currently connected to. That means that our systems deliver to mobile phones roaming in other countries, or mobile networks other than the one registered to. The SMS is then delivered directly to your customer's mobile phone decrypted. As soon as the message is accepted by this mobile device, it sends back a delivery report (DLR). The delivery reports are stored on LocoSMS platform, so either the user or your application will be able to assess the status of any message sent. Your customer is then able to read the SMS that you delivered to his phone. You can see below the same diagram, in a more network-like approach, showing the connectivity and the basic elements involved in the process. Messages leave your application, adapt to Web API format by the dispatcher, encrypted travel over the Internet, using firewall protection, and finally reach our Web API. Now let's see what happens in our LocoSMS A2P platform, when messages arrive to the Web API. After message is decrypted and stored, is then routed and dispatched to the correct mobile network in encrypted form. Message arrives directly to your customer's mobile phone. Your users have delegated access to our A2P platform using our comprehensive web user interface. The web access is protected using SSL certificates from trusted CA. Users can do their own dispatches to groups either scheduled or in campaigns. Messages can also be sent to individuals using the web UI. They can monitor the traffic real-time. Let's see now the reverse procedure of receiving messages from your clients. Looking at the lower part of the diagram, we can see the flows for mobile-originated messages. If your customer wants to send you a message, he writes the SMS on his mobile device, and sends it to a known to him phone number, that collects incoming messages. The message traverses the mobile network and arrives to our A2P platform, who hosts the incoming phone number. Message is accepted, stored and routed to the appropriate system/application that accepts this type of incoming messages on your side. The message then is given to a generic dispatcher that adapts to your Web API. Message is encrypted and travels through the Internet, reaching your system web service. You can further process this incoming message and respond accordingly. But your users can also view the incoming messages using the web UI, in thread form, and respond manually. Similarly, on the above-shown network diagram, the flow of events and the relative elements are described. Let's see now what your dispatcher has to do. Simply embed in a URL the message body and the destination mobile phone number. As our Web API requires SSL, the URL starts with HTTPS. In order to access our API, you must have a valid account, so there is the requirement for username and password. You have to put the mobile phone and the message body in the relevant parameters. All other parameter can be omitted and the default values will be used. You can use your browser for a test dispatcher. Write the correct URL and you will send a message and a response back. That's simple. Most customers coded a new dispatcher in just 2 or 3 days. We can help you with advise and test your implementation with you. We can also show you how our dispatcher can be adapted to your web API that you are going to use. This can be done by using the self-provisioning tool of incoming numbers found in LocoSMS Web UI. This way you can fully describe your own API to our system. Simple again. Watch. There is also an example at the lower part of the description of parameters. This is the end of this short introduction to our Web API implementation. Highly regarded by all developers and programmers alike. Thank you for following this short tutorial. For more details please see the help of the site, or send an email to support@locosms.co.uk. LocoSMS can help you communicate with your customers and friends effectively using mobile technology.